Kitchen with none other than a principal this week, Mike McGavro, Buffalo Academy. Thanks for joining us again.
Absolutely.
We're making fall-off-the-bone ribs, and there's a reason why they fall off the bone. It has to do with steam, right?
It has to do with steam.
All right, let's give a quick recap of how to get these things going.
All right, I combined all. First of all, I didn't break anything yet. That's amazing.
That's my job.
Because I'm going to call it flinging it instead of winging it because I'm usually breaking it. So anyway, in this bowl I combined salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder.
Okay, this is the dry rub, right?
Main ingredients for the dry rub part.
All right.
And then you got to get your hands in there sometime too.
I'll do that. You go first.
We'll just sprinkle that on the top.
Oh, you're so good at that. Look at that.
And
Even.
we'll flip it over.
Both sides, right?
And we'll get both sides. A little heavy on there, but that's okay.
And these are pork ribs, obviously.
Baby back pork ribs.
Baby back pork
You
ribs.
can use any kind of rib that you want, but I found that beef ribs aren't as tender and tasty as the pork ribs.
Will they dry up quicker even though we're using steam, or it doesn't matter?
They take a little longer, they're bigger, and they just don't have that. It's like when you say bacon, everybody loves bacon.
Right.
Where does it come from? The pork.
When you say turkey bacon, I'm kind of like, yeah, all right.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
So,
okay.
Sonny, you take that and put it, you want to put a little more on, that's fine. And then the key to the whole thing is make sure that you put water in enough.
Just a little water right
to cover the bottom.
And that, of course, will create a nice steam effect.
A steam effect.
When you get it in the oven
Absolutely.
or on the grill even. You can cover this with tin foil.
You can put it in this pan, but again, if you're putting it on the grill, you have that direct heat underneath from the flame.
Right.
So you want to make sure you probably have a little more water.
A little more water. Now, does this sit for a few minutes, or I just get it going on the grill right now?
We can put it right. Well, first of all, we have to cover and put foil on it so we keep that steam in.
So if you're at home, this is ready to go.
Just like that. You don't have to do another thing to it.
Awesome. Now let's talk sauce, because this is a three-level type of sauce you were saying before, right? Salty, sweet, and spicy. Is that
exactly.
Trifecta.
Exactly. So we got a little bit of each.
What are we working with here?
Well, we don't put the spices back in because it would be too salty then if we put it in the barbecue sauce.
Plus the garlic, salt, and all that.
Exactly. So what we start with is, actually the ingredients in the order doesn't matter, but honey.
Okay.
So we'll put a little honey in there. See if that gets out.
A couple of tablespoons in there?
Yeah, a couple tablespoons in there. I think I said a quarter cup on each.
Okay,
so roughly.
So a quarter cup on each.
Hot sauce.
Of course.
I think it was Matt who said more hot sauce.
More hot sauce.
And then we have hot mustard. I don't like using the regular. I like a hot mustard. So put that inside there.
So you got a lot of spice going in there right now.
And then the brown sugar.
Of course.
That'll also give it that caramelization at some point too when it gets hot enough and get that in there.
This last ingredient.
Yeah, the last ingredient.
I always forget. Never think of it.
Orange juice.
OJ.
OJ.
Okay. Apple juice okay too? Can you try different juice as well? Or
actually, to back up a minute, if you don't use water, you can use some kind of pop or cola. You can use Coca-Cola, Pepsi.
I've heard about that.
You can use root beer.
Soda.
You can use soda in there.
Okay.
So that also would be a good steam effect and sweeten up the ribs a little bit too.
Why not, right?
But there you go.
Or beer.
You could use
as well.
Put beer in
Thank you, John. That's our photographer. Always chiming in, John.
At first, it looks very wet, but eventually the barbecue sauce comes through as it mixes in together.
Right, now this is that
more of a consistency.
Sweet, salty, and spicy, right?
Sweet, salty, and spicy.
Right here.
That's it.
Good stuff.
And you can use this in a lot of different things. So not only on the ribs as a finishing,
something else,
you can put it on chicken.
Steak, probably, right?
You probably could.
We got two Italians in the kitchen. We can just come up with any recipe.
I don't know if I put it in my spaghetti sauce, but I
might. If I was in a pinch, I might do that.
But you might see. But as you mix this more and more together, this will be the finishing product that goes on the ribs once they come out.
Okay.
Now, the good thing about this is if you didn't want to make them right away, and you were going on a picnic or you were going somewhere, you could just put this in the refrigerator. Then, just like it is.
Okay.
Again, you don't have to use this big pan. You could cut the ribs in half, use a smaller pan. You can layer them on top of each other. It doesn't have to be one piece. But you could then go on a picnic or something and then put it on your charcoal grill. I'm sorry, take it out of the pan, put the barbecue sauce, and heat it right out. Yeah, so it doesn't have to be done just that day.
Speaking of ready to go, we got a little bit less than a minute. I've been waiting all day for this.
All right, let's see what we got here. Let's get my hands.
Finished product.
Take the foil off first.
We'll put them right here. Look at this. All right.
Here we go, Joe. Now we'll get our knife.
Now that's what they should look like.
That's what they should look like when they're done, right?
And they're just so moist. You can tell and see the water at the bottom of the pan there. That's what Mike was talking about. That just steams them.
You like to get that little chart effect.
Oh, love that. That sounds great. And we've got a line of people. Usually the line doesn't start till after the show. They're waiting outside right now.
Off like that,
that's the effect you want right there, guys. I'm going to try a little bit of this. Coming up, we're going to have another weather report, of course. It's a beautiful day so far. We'll see what happens, and then we've got a second helping coming up as well.